Our second guest is Sean Tepper. He's the founder and CEO of TYKR, TYKR, a software that helps people manage their own investments with confidence.
Sean has joined us to walk us through his 15-minute blueprint on how to generate more leads with YouTube.
Exciting.
A lot of our audience are coaches, heart-based business owners, small business owners. Can anyone generate leads from YouTube?
I would say yes. So just quick tip off the bat. YouTube is like a workout regimen. You can't like put a video up once and then walk away. You have to stick to it. So you have to get into a flow and stick to a pattern. You don't want to overwork yourself. You're a business coach, so tell people not to be overworked, but try to create a balance between what you're doing with your business and then how you use YouTube to generate more leads.
So kind of like don't post and ghost type thing, like
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's kind of some stuff that I tell people, like, you got to nurture your stuff. Don't post and ghost.
Yeah.
But I post and ghost on YouTube, but I'm not going to anymore after we
Stick
learned
to
today
it.
from
Yeah,
Sean.
I'm just looking forward to it.
So I'm really curious about this in your bio that I read. You're in the financial industry. How did you turn that into and love on YouTube?
So with my company TYKR, we serve what's called the retail investor. So it's everybody, hearing something on a podcast or YouTube or Reddit or Twitter, and then they jump into Robinhood or TD Ameritrade or E-Trade, and they have no idea what they're doing. Mm-hmm. And I kind of come from a background of tech meets finance. So I saw a need where, hey, let's create a solution that helps these people, like Warren Buffett style investing. Let's be safe, not stupid and lose our money. So that's really the focus of the YouTube channel, is to educate people and then introduce them to our platform. I'll say this right off the bat, I'm first and foremost an entrepreneur. I'm not a YouTube star by any means, but I'm learning the tricks, a lot of trial and error to get there, on what works for YouTube. So that's kind of a quick backstory.
I think that's cool that you've learned the tricks and now you're happy to share it, even though it's not your background. So you're hearing it from someone that it's actually worked for, not someone that's trying to sell you.
Well, and I think what's cool about it is that you said it very quickly and very shortly, but you said through trial and error.
Yes. Yes.
So this has sparked my interest because I do some things on YouTube. Oftentimes it's just automatic things that are going up there from what I'm doing through StreamYard. But can you show us how this is done? Can you talk us through how it's done? How you did it?
Yeah, so starting with probably the most important part are your titles. So I'm going to get ready. Your audience should have a notepad out. There are people that talk about what to do and they kind of breeze over, but I'll give you the tactical things that actually work. So a title should be about 7 words or less, and try to use like a number within, like here are 3 ways to do this or 5 ways to do this. Another thing that works well is anything that's like how to. People really attract to how to, like 3 ways how to like invest on my own in the stock market, something like that. Another thing that helps is pain avoidance. Like here are 3 things that can keep you poor. Like that right there is a title that's, I gotta watch that. Am I doing one of those things?
Right.
Or here are 5 ways to lose money in the stock market. Oh, got it. I'm clicking that. So those, if you can kind of put the formulas together there on your title, that's gonna make a big difference right off the bat.
So number 1, titles.
And I really like that because I've just heard in a couple different scenarios that our brain prefers to avoid pain than seek pleasure.
Right. Yeah.
Even though we are comfort seeking, but that to appeal to whoever your buyer is, whoever you're trying to connect with, it's to how can you help them avoid the pain.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
So what's step 2?
Step 2.
Number 2 would be your thumbnail. So a lot in here. Again, we'll get tactical on this. So a thumb, you should kind of match the title, but don't use the same characters. You want to get rid of the filler words like and or the, and try to get to the point in about 5 words or less. So not 7, go 5. And it should kind of match that title. And what you also want to do is, this is really key, is a face is the most marketable part of your thumb. And everybody's going to be critical of themselves. They're going to be like, well, I'm not that good looking, or I don't look good on camera. Like, stop it. Like, everybody thinks that way.
Yeah.
And what you want to do is, and this is key, is you want to have your photo kind of like close up, and the furthest away would be kind of a medium shot, so waist up. But there are too many people that'll do like a long shot, like you can see their shoes, like, no, it's got to be face. So that's key. And then you want to shoot, like what I did is I shot like 30 different photos with different reactions, like surprised face and sad face and shocked face and, you know, happy. You can keep it simple, and then pointing images, because you can be pointing to words. And then you can kind of interchange those with the graphics. So take like an hour or two and shoot those photos. I use Canva, you know.
Love Canva,
right?
absolutely.
Make your photos look nice there, but that way you've got your kind of a version of your title with you on the thumb. Close-up is key. And then this is a few little details here too. Use a nice, vibrant color background. Don't just go white. Or gray, although I have done gray a few times. But then you create some colorful fonts. But then you want your font, like let's say it's like our brand is blue. So we'll have a blue background with white font, nice, thick, capitalized letters. Don't go initial caps, go all caps. And then try to use a font that kind of matches the vibe of your brand. If it's more serious, it can be maybe an Arial, or maybe really boring like Times New Roman, or you know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
Or create it more fun, and then you can do the white letters with like a black outline that really makes it pop. But like an example was, I did a video on, you know, the Bitcoin ETFs are all the rage right now. Everybody's talking about it. So I literally did a Bitcoin logo and then something like invest ? You know, so it's enough, and then with me next to it, it's enough to be like, oh, okay. And then, because they're going to look at the thumb first, and then look at the title, get more context of what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm. There are so many tips in there. I love kind of the idea of having all the action shots together. You don't have to do it every single video that you create. Do a bunch to be ready, and then you're probably better off putting this stuff out. You're actually going to put your content out if you're ready, right?
Yeah, it's all about batch production. So shoot all of your images, and I'll maybe refresh them like every 3 to 6 months.
Of course, yeah.
And then with the videos, what I usually do is, and this is getting off topic a little bit, but I will actually script out what I want to talk about like the week before. So then I get to like a Monday or Tuesday, I'll take like 2 hours, and that's my window. Like I'll shoot like 3-4 videos, and that's it. That way I can go back to other things I need to work on in the business. But if you get in this mode where I'm going to shoot one on maybe Wednesday and one on Thursday, Friday, that really doesn't work. You have to block off time.
I think that's one of titles and thumbnails are two of the biggest thing. Like and I love these fonts, but don't go through a Lemon Tuesday font out there. It's all scripty. Nobody can read it. And you got to dig in. You're not going to watch a video because you spent 3 minutes trying to read what it said.
Yeah, I've seen business cards and all sorts of things where I'm like, I have no idea what that says because I can't read the font. I am going to think about that all caps though, because I grew up in, one of my first jobs was in the slide industry, like when there were still slides, like actual physical little slides that you would project up on a wall. And it was always never all caps because it's harder to read. So interesting. To
speak to that, you're not in the title all caps, just in the thumb, but again, there's minimal words there, so that's what it's going to make it stand out.
Beautiful. So we covered titles, we covered thumbs. Next we have
description. Not as important, but what you want here is kind of like a sentence or two about what the video. Don't give away the recipe because you want them to watch the video, but give a little more context, and then have your call to actions there. Like, what do you want them to do? Like with our platform, it's a subscription platform, so you join for free. We want you to try it out. If you have something out there like maybe a PDF or a download or something, send them to that, because you're not going to sell anything. I'll tell you right now, you're not going to sell anything in most cases through YouTube.
Right.
You want them, like the lowest barrier to entry thing you can promote, put that right after that first sentence. And then of course, what helps is like, who are you? Like I make sure, because I'll watch YouTube videos, I'll be like, this person knows what they're talking about. Well, I have no idea who they are. And then I go to the description, their name isn't there. It drives me crazy. So So I've got my name, what does my business do? How can it help you? And kind of summarize those things, and then links to other places if they want to check them out. But that's it for the description. Don't split hairs on this. It's like, just get a few things in there and move on.
So I see some people in the descriptions, and you can maybe say yay or nay to this, where it almost, John would be able to help me with the word, but it's gonna put all the words that were in, like all the steps that were in the video. Do you agree with doing that ever, or are you just kind of like, if it's like a how-to video transcript? Thank you. Could not think of that. Like, do you ever put the how-to in the description, or you like, you know what? No, watch my video.
Yeah, usually no, because you'll have closed captions so people can read anyway. Although if you do put, this is cool about YouTube, is you put like timestamps of like when certain things are talking about. YouTube's smart enough, it will know it's a timestamp. You have to put it into a list, so it could be like, it's like 00:00 is the format. John is probably joking right now because he uses that format for his editing, but it would be like, okay, at 1 minute and 30 seconds, talk about this. At 2 minutes and 30 seconds, talk about. So YouTube will highlight those for you automatically. You just have to type them in.
Oh, beautiful. So then they can say, hey, go here to like learn my step of, where you put this part of the WordPress site up or something like that if you're doing like a
exactly.
how-to. Perfect.
Yep.
Great.
So titles, thumbs, descriptions. What's next?
Tags.
What's number 4?
All right, so tags. What you want to do is pretty much use the same tags on every video. The reason is when you finish watching, or somebody finishes watching your video, you want them to go watch another video from you.
Yeah.
So the tag should be identical. What we do is we interchange the first 3 tags with every video. So for example, let's say I'm talking about Tesla. I will do 3 tags on Tesla, like the word Tesla, then the ticker symbol, TSLA, then maybe something else about Tesla, and then let's say I talk about Bitcoin in another video, exchange those out, put in the Bitcoin, everything else stays the same. And I know people try to use software platforms that try to find the best tags, like you don't have to split hairs on that thing either. Just get the same tags. What are people searching for? Like put yourself in their shoes.
Put your Google brain on.
Yeah,
right?
There you go.
Yeah.
And how
like
many?
that.
I mean, is there some sort of science behind how many?
It'll kind of cut you off. I think we've got like 20 to 30 in there. And it's like in my business, like how to invest for beginners and investing 101 and how to not lose money in the stock market. Those would be great tags that we would use.
Okay. So a tag would be similar, like a hashtag. Basically,
Yes,
that's exactly what it is, but for YouTube,
exactly.
it does it as a tag, right?
Okay.
Amazing.
Titles, thumbs, descriptions, tags.
Frequency. Stick to it. Stick-to-itiveness.
Kind of like the workout.
Yes.
Like you said.
So what we try to do is 3 to 4 videos a week and don't deviate. If like the holidays are coming up, batch record more videos, and then that way you don't have to be like, oh shoot, it's Christmas Eve, I got to shoot video. It's like you don't want to be in that position. So always plan ahead. We try to do 3 to 4 videos per week. Don't overwork yourself. I could probably do more, but probably cut into other things. I'd be stressed out, and then I got to call you and be like, how do I manage my time better? So,
Yeah.
Right. Well, and that's how it is with generally most social media is you should base your calendar on what you can do. So if you can't do 5 videos a week, you can't do it.
Don't commit.
Don't release 5 videos one week and then 0 the next.
Right.
Like,
Right.
be consistent with how you're putting it out there. Then your viewers are going to get to know
Yeah.
when to see your
I'm going to add
content.
one more question.
Yes.
What's the magic length of a video?
Good question. Yeah, very good question. So we do one short video that's a minute long, and that's the vertical format, which you see on Instagram. So that one video, 1 minute or less, goes to YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, Facebook Reels, and TikTok. And then we shoot a long form video, that's the widescreen, normal size screen, and that's usually 10 minutes or less. And some people have said, well, the formula is 10 minutes or it's 8 minutes. Like, don't worry about that. You want to teach people something, provide value, but don't ramble on, because then boredom kicks in and people are clicking away. So length, I wouldn't split hairs on that either. Just try to go 10 minutes or less for the long format.
That's
my
10 minutes.
challenge. That's my challenge. I do lives, and everyone's like, okay, I can't write a script for myself. I go off script all the time. John knows, you can see here,
Yep.
I go off script. And so I have a point, I have a couple of points, like this is the point I want to make. And when I first started, they were like 20, 22 minutes. because I'd go live on Instagram and then it would automatically go to YouTube.
Sure.
And now they're down to like 15-ish. So now I'm going to challenge myself to do them all under 10.
Yeah. Yeah. Boredom, people like shiny objects.
Well,
Yes.
and then you got to keep the viewers engaged. So if you're 15 minutes,
Yeah.
are you 15 minutes of people wanting to watch? Or are you better in 5 minutes? Get that information out there.
Get to the point.
Get to the point exactly.
Yeah.
And what can you do in that point? It depends on if you have people interacting also.
Yeah, right. The only time you can go longer would be like an interview podcast. Like Joe Rogan will have a 3-hour long podcast that's a video. Like that's the only way you can really get away. It's got to be this interview style.
Okay.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Amazing. Great tips. Sean, it was absolutely wonderful to have you. And I learned, I'm going to put it all to work. All of it. Title, thumb, description, tags, and frequency, all to work right now. I think John might too. Back with the Connect Show, right?
John gave us a thumbs up.
I want to know, though, how can we support you on your journey? Let's find out your handles. Let's follow you. What can we do? Yeah.
For sure. TYKR.com, TYKR, if anybody's
TYKR.
interested in investing on their own. You can join for free there. And then the YouTube channel, you'll see links there. It's just TYKR.
TYKR.
So you'll see my photos everywhere. And I got to give a shout out. A lot of the work actually is from my team who does a lot of the post-production and editing and all that fun stuff.
I can't wait till I'm there.
I know. That is not the love for me, is all the editing and stuff. So I think it's been an absolute pleasure, and to hear from a financial person on how to do YouTube is amazing to me. You were able to change my perspective in just a few minutes. So thank you so much for your time
Well,
today.
thanks for the invite.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm going to join TYKR because I've got
We
money
welcome
that's
you.
kind of sitting there waiting to get into an investment. So
Well,
Rock
look
on.
at that.
Let's do this.
All right,
Let's do it.
amazing. Thank you so much.